Hi, my name's Vince Sheehan, and today I'd like to talk about Doctor Who and the Aztecs, the story from the first season of the classic Doctor Who series. And it's a really enjoyable story. The Doctor and his companions have landed in Mexico during the Aztec civilization in the 1400s, and they're in a tomb. And Barbara she puts on this kind of this bracelet thing, and she gets mistaken for an Aztec goddess, and that's really puts the kind of premise of the whole thing down. And Barbara, being a school teacher, of course, she knows a lot about the history of the Aztecs already, and she's trying to convince them to stop human sacrifice. And there seems to be two kind of figures in the Aztec community at polar opposites. There's Ortlock, who seems to be a more enlightened kind of person who seems to listen to Barbara, or he attacks her as he thinks she is. And there's also Latoxel, who's this rather sinister, bloodthirsty character who is in charge of the human sacrifices. So a lot of this story is about those two figures trying to gain influence over Barbara. The Toxel actually doesn't think she's a goddess at all. He knows that she's just kind of playing the part, but he's quite a devious, a manipulative character. At one point, he almost tries to poison her. And Jacqueline Hill, who plays Barbara, is fantastic in this. She's so kind of regal and authoritative, and she's, she really carries this story, I think. And it's a really interesting dilemma at the heart of this, which is something which will return to Doctor Who in future stories, and indeed other science fiction tales from other universes. What are the boundaries in changing the past, changing history? Is that ever acceptable? And the Doctor has this very hard line, and he kind of scolds Barbara. You can't stop them doing the human sacrifices. It's part of who they are, their culture, their religion. We can't go around messing around with history. Yet Barbara, she thinks she can kind of make them more civilized by stopping this. It might help when the Spanish conquer the Aztecs as well. So it's a really fascinating dilemma at the heart of this. And actually, that scene where the Doctor is kind of scolding her about this, I think it's quite a famous scene. It's a really fantastic piece of television, in my opinion. In the meantime, Ian gets caught up in this kind of series of duels with this Aztec kind of warrior called Ixta, and quite hilariously, the Doctor is and Susan, actually, they're both kind of have these marriages arranged for them, and the Doctor's lady is quite taken with him. And when he realises he's engaged, it's actually hilarious. William Hartnell, of course, is brilliant in this. His expressions, the way his eyes dart about when he's thinking, he's fantastic. And actually, it's just such a really enjoyable story. The guy who plays Latoxel, he's really good as well. I think his name's John Ringham. He's he's excellent. He really lifts the scenes he's in as well. And it's got a very interesting ending. Please pause if you haven't seen this, but they actually fail, really, in a sense that Barbara wants to stop this human sacrifice, and really nothing changes. They the Latoxel, the bloodthirsty sacrifice priest, high priest. He's just about to kill someone else to end the solar eclipse, and it's kind of business as normal for them. And the Doctor and crew, they just kind of manage to escape and leave. So in a way, it's got a rather downbeat, bleak ending. which I think really adds to the quality of the story. So the Aztecs is a really good four-parter from season one. I do recommend it. Some fantastic performances, interesting story, interesting dilemmas in there as well. And I'll just put on a brief slideshow about some of the themes I've noticed in this story as well as the structure. Thanks for watching. Bye.